University of Western Australia Debating Union, the WA Electoral Committee, and the UWA Student Guild, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2014 presidential debate for the 102nd election of the UWA Guild Student Council. I am the President of Debating. I will be moderating today's debate. I'm also joined by Mary Petru, who's going to be providing oversight from the Electoral Committee. I'd like everyone to join me in welcoming today's candidates in alphabetical order. From Liberty, Millie, Dacre. Lizzy O'Shea. From the Dave Party, Dave Thomson. Kallen. Today's debate will be a US Open Rules non-adjudicated panel debate. The candidates will be asked to present an opening statement and they'll be asked questions by the moderator myself, which has been selected from the student body. Specific questions are going to have rights of reply. I'll be announcing the times as we go along. All speaking orders in today's debate have been randomised. Everyone just please bear in mind that today's debate does confer to election guidelines and any breaches will be treated as such. Also, please treat the candidates with the respect they deserve when they're talking, and candidates please treat each other with such respect as well. So, without any further ado, I'd like to welcome the candidates to make their opening statements. Candidates will have 2 minutes to make an opening statement. I'll be very strict on time. And the first candidate to make an opening statement today will be Lizzy O'Shea.
The Guild, whether you realise it or not, has an immeasurable impact on the lives of so many students. I want to see a Guild that makes an effort to listen to its members and is inclusive, that people want to be a member of, and that reaches out to off-campus groups, is respected within the university, yet holds its own when student rights are on the chopping block. A Guild that supports clubs and FATSOCs and works to foster the thriving campus life that we've all come to know and love. This is the Guild that I think students of UWA deserve, and this is the Guild that I want to lead. I've been involved with the Guild for 2 years, and am well respected within the university. I've been acting president of the Guild, and I've worked across all departments and committees. I've seen how the Guild works, where we're strong and where we fall short. As Ed Council President, I've worked across all faculties, from Alva to the business school, to understand the issues facing students at this university, and the Guild needs a president with this experience. This year, I've had a number of big wins for education. We've seen a change in culture on campus with lecture reforms. We've finally seen survey results become public, which is something that Guilds in the past never thought would happen. In 2015, I want to see UWA prioritise what students want from their education, ensuring that FATSOCs have a direct line to the university, increasing and improving student feedback mechanisms, and holding the university accountable for any course fee increases that come from fee deregulation. STAR has made teaching quality a primary platform and a priority of the university, but we have a thorough policy platform across all of campus life. This year we saw the first ever returners week and an 18+ area at the returners party. It was pretty good. In 2015, we'll see a My Guild online platform that will revolutionise student experience on campus. It'll make the jobs of clubs and FATSOCs so much easier and just really revitalise what we've seen at UWA. STAR is a group of diverse students from all across campus. We're experienced and passionate, and we're about getting things done, and I hope that UWA lets us do this.
Welcome the second candidate for the opening statement, Kallen.
about to be their witnesses. So listen carefully. I cannot offer you the details and figures to the 10th decimal place that the other candidates will sprout out. And I'm not ashamed of that. This may be a presidential debate, but it is not a one-man show. I believe the role of the guild president is to set down a clear direction and motivate the administration to actually, do something. I believe that the Students' Alliance will deliver this vision by not being caught with left-wing or right-wing politics, but instead cut through the bullshit. Forward. Let me end by saying why I am wearing white, apart from my surname. I wear white among you because once white is soiled, it is difficult to keep clean. A reminder of my pledge to make things clean and transparent for you, the students. Let us unite together to embrace the freedom from ideology together. Let us walk forward together.
Statement will be Thomson.
I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that kind of response. I was expecting dead silence.
We David repeat.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Thomson. I've been around here for 5 years now. I've seen different guilds come and go. I've been here through thick and thin. In the last years, I've been involved in clubs. I've been the president for clubs, VP, IPP, all over the place. One club, but it still counts. I'm here today to talk about the Dave Party. Now, I've heard a lot of rumours about this over the last couple of weeks. We're voting with one party, we're voting with the other. All of that's not true. We're voting for the students. The Dave Party is all inclusive. We don't care if your name is Alex, Robbie, Vinny, Sarah, Rachel, whatever, because we don't believe that it's the name on your birth certificate that matters. What we care about is the name on your heart. Now, I'm here today to talk about our policies, which I'm sure questions will raise later, but we want transparency. That's our biggest part, is we want people to know the name of their guild councillors. We'd like to make that very easy. And we just want more people aware of where to go when they need information about the guild. Now, when Michael was explaining the rules for this, he used a lot of words I don't know what they mean, so if I step over the line, I'm very sorry. But yeah, before we go any further, I just want to thank the UWA Debating Union. Thank you that there's someone here that wants to hear from all the candidates and just have a fair, open debate.
Finally deliver her opening Millie Dacre.
As you said, my name is Millie Dacre, and as you can guess by the colour I'm wearing, I'm running for guild president with Liberty. This is my third election now, and I've watched over the years as many different tickets have promised many different things, from better food on campus with the likes of Subway and Boost, all the way through the increased lecture recordings, better orientation, and so much more. But sure enough, I've watched as successive guilds have failed to deliver on these promises. More than anything else, it's my passionate belief that when you make a promise to those who support you, you stand by it through thick and thin. This is exactly why I'm running for guild president. I'm not here to add another line to my resume, nor to further some kind of political career. I'm here for you and for every other student who steps on campus each morning or opens up LMS each day. No strings attached, plain and simple. As guild president, I want to see a bustling campus filled with students happy to stay all day. I I want to see them be more than happy to buy food from Guild outlets, and to take advantage of a Guild calendar which is packed with a larger number of bigger and more exciting club events. Liberty has the plan and the people to make this happen. From day one, we will start working to create a guild that students can be proud of and actively want to take part in. New food, fun campus, easy learning, and guild not government. Each of these phrases expands into a wide array of different policies and actions that a 2015 Liberty Guild, with me as president, will put into place. Together, they constitute a comprehensive plan to improve catering, re-energise and empower our fantastic clubs, streamline your learning experience, and to refocus our guild on genuine student issues that we face on campus every day. I'm not one for reciting talking points, but what I will do is ask that you let me take you through a day of a 2015 Liberty Guild. You'll walk past the Bayless building, but to find a coffee cart, which is hidden by a queue of students waiting to get their fix. Turning to Guild, you'll find a wide array of independent outlets providing a wide variety of high-quality food with value-for-money prices. You'll be able to open up LMS on your phone or laptop, submit your assignments, and do your work without the constant fear of Unify cutting out. And this is just one day. Imagine what Liberty can do in a year.
As these questions have been submitted by the student body, they've been selected by myself and they've been vetted by the electoral council. I'll be announcing the times speakers had to answer the question, as well as also saying whether or not they have a right reply. So the first question today, speakers have 2 minutes to respond, and after all speakers have spoken, every speaker will have a 1-minute right reply if they choose to do so. The question is, as candidates, what will you do to improve the education services for students, including class sizes, times, lecture recordings, Unify and Eve platforms? The first speaker to be answering this question will be Millie, Dacre.
It is Liberty's belief that these kind of issues that we face are better addressed on an on-campus approach, rather than waving signs in the city affiliating to a union that we spent $85,000 on when the eastern states does not achieve this. Through the Senate and Academic Council and meeting with the university executive that we make the changes necessary on campus. From Unify to lecture recordings, better tutorial sizes, we don't achieve anything by waving the signs, like I said before. A Liberty Guild can deliver this because we won't take no for an answer. We will fulfill our promises that we put on our material everywhere. We will sit down with the Senate, we will sit down with Academic Council and fight for your education.
I'd like to invite the second candidate to respond, Lizzy O'Shea.
Alright, as Ed Council President, I've actually already been working on a couple of these things. I've been an academic board for 2 years now. I've already been, thank you Aiden, I'm talking. Okay, so class sizes. Stop. Okay, so we'd say class sizes are obviously already an issue, and it's something that I know a lot of FACSOCs have already been lobbying at on a faculty level, so support for them is definitely something that I'm prioritising with additional training and just really strong education council president like our candidate Tom Byer, who's been doing a lot of that in the arts faculty. As far as timetabling goes, the only real thing that I see being, I guess, the biggest issue is common lunch hour, which is something that the Guild president actually gets a lot of say on because it's university policy to not put classes there. So having a strong Guild president, I think is one of the first ways that you start saying the Guild is not to be messed with, you can't mess around with students' rights, and that's what I've been doing this year. Lecture recordings we have seen an increase in, we have seen the university prioritise that. We have seen the university go to staff members and say, you need to do it because X, Y, Z, because students aren't lazy, they're parents, they're workers, they're in families, they don't want to come in because they have access issues. I've been lobbying the university on that already, and I would continue to do that. As far as online goes, Wi-Fi is actually a university issue that the Guild can lobby on. Now, we can't just say we're going to fix Wi-Fi and then it'll happen. But we have seen Tom Henderson, who's the Guild president this year, who was a star Guild president, secure $1 million in invested money from the university into improving Wi-Fi. So I would say that it's a combination of my experience and the president that I would be as a lobbying power within the university and the political capital that we would bring to FACSOX by giving them a direct line to the university executive as well. Thank you.
Before we continue, just a reminder, everyone, please be respectful when the speakers are talking and to keep your applause and shouts to a minimum. The third speaker to answer this question will be Kallen White.
My approach is short and simple. I will work with liberty. What color the cat is, as long as it catches mice. And it actually does something. It actually one action, mates.
And finally, Dave Thomson.
This is actually a really important question to us. These are some of our key parts of our policy: Unify and lecture recordings. We accept that Unify has been improved, thanks in part to STAR's massive work on that, but it's still not good enough. The fact is, there's still so many places where you can't use Unify. Engineering lecture theatres, physiology, the Baylis building, that's most of my list, but I'm sure there's more, that's just where I'm at. The fact is, Unify is a key part of how we get our education nowadays. LMS and everything else requires Unify. There's a part of it that is, yeah, I want to be able to get on Reddit and cat images at any point, but overall it comes down to we need Unify. The other part that we really care about is lecture recordings. Lecture recordings are necessary. There are so many times when you can't get to a lecture, whether you have to work, whether you're from Dunsborough, whether you're from away, you just can't get to all your lectures. The way we want to see this improve is through both lobbying to the university, but also, I'm sure you have all experienced it, I have lecturers that try to record their lectures and they have no idea what they're doing. Like, I've logged on to watch a lecture and dead silence for 45 minutes as they go on about integrals or something. It's a two-part process. The fact is, lecturers, if they can be taught how to use the equipment properly, will see a real improvement in that regard. Overall, lobbying is the biggest part we can do, and that requires all of us to work together, whether it's Dave Party, Liberty, STAR, Students Alliance, Left Action, who sadly aren't here, but I'm sure they are just as keen as all of us are. But yeah, like I was saying, lobbying and just getting the university to have some kind of policies laid out and just transparency.
I'd now like to invite Millie Dacre if she wishes to give a reply. Okay. In that case, I would now like to invite Lizzy O'Shea if she wishes to give a reply.
I just wanted to comment on the rally stuff. So EAN actually exists to be a non-partisan group for students to get involved with to do with their student rights on campus and both off campus, and we've been doing both this year. But Liberty seemed concerned about an NUS budget that is 0.862% of the entire Guild budget, and an EAN campaign's budget of $1,000 at 0.05% of the Guild budget. And I think our education campaigning should be far broader than speculating on EAN. So what I'd like to add is that you might not think that rallies are for you, but they're for some. And regardless of whether you think that it's dumb or you think that it's embarrassing to care about your education, students are the ones who are going to be paying for these fee deregulation increases, and students are going to be the ones who are going to be impacted by our inactivity on this. And that's why I think that EAN is actually important. I think that that does combine with the lobbying that I will be doing on Senate, Academic Board, Academic Council to improve education on campus.
I'd like to invite Kallen to give a reply.
Thank you. I've been hearing talk of lobbying. There's nothing wrong with lobbying as long as it actually gets things done. If students' money is being spent on this lobbying and it's nothing's getting done,
Fantastic. I would now like to invite Dave to reply.
The biggest part for me is that EAN is meant to be a bipartisan thing, but every time I log on, all I see is the right wing being attacked. I'm sure it's not all the time, but for me, I feel like my political beliefs aren't welcome there, which it might be a political suicide here to say that I vote for the right, but I do. And as for that 0.05%, that's still money that could be going towards our students, rather than going to...
The second question for today's debate: what is your position on independent catering on campus? Do you think the current catering options at UWA are satisfactory and competitive within the options offered at alternative universities and throughout Australia? The first speaker invited to speak at this point is Dave Thomson.
I think it's pretty obvious that I like food. So we're pretty keen when it comes to food policy. The way I feel that food is at university right now, I think it's fantastic. Like, I love having the independent food vans, but I also love the fact that our ref is guild run. Like, I eat here quite a lot because I'm working a fair bit around the university. So for me, the fact that I can I'll try that again. The fact I can go down to the ref and grab a kebab that's cheap, really tasty, and I'm going to hope good for me, is a great sign. Like, sure, guild food can be improved, but we're not going to do that by just giving away all of our space. I would love to see, if more space opened up, for that to be potentially going towards independent food, but at the same time, we can't just give up all of our seating spots, we can't give up where we have our guild food now. That pretty much sums up our guild food.
Thank you, Dave. And I'd like to invite Lizzy O'Shea to answer the question.
Okay, so my position on independent catering is pretty much what you're seeing in the guild at the moment. So you want me to talk about if it's satisfactory, if it's competitive, if it's sufficient. We actually did an independent review with the TAG body, which is an oversight group for all of the guilds and student bodies across the country, and they said what we do works. And what we do is we have guild catering, which provides an option where students can control the pricing, students can control what we want, and we have full control over everything that happens in guild catering. So we bring in catering vans, which are independent outlets that we can make money off. They bring something new, they spice it up, and they actually give us some extra revenue without cannibalising our own catering, without cannibalising our capacity to provide that service to students, without cannibalising the fact that we actually make a lot of money off it. We can put that back into discounts, and we can put that back into student services. So the way that I feel about catering is that I support private catering on campus if it doesn't get rid of all of our assets, and it doesn't compromise us if we lose the SAF. If we lose all that revenue, we cannot provide services for students. And I think the Guild needs a long-term vision for catering, and that's what we've set up, and that's what STAR has always been about. We haven't been about quick fixes and band-aid solutions. We've been about investing money into our catering strategy, looking for profitability where we can, and working towards that for students. We also invest an awful lot of savings for students through our Guild catering, which means that when we do bring in private catering outlets, we've got both options. If you privatise the ref, we lose all of our assets, we lose all of our alternative revenue that isn't from the SAF. We lose our capacity to actually represent students if the SAF is lost, and I think that is a terrible idea. And you go about this by getting things like Subway and Boost in long-term negotiations, not bringing them in on a whim and having the university say no. And that's my position on independent catering.
I'd like to invite Kallen to answer the question.
In agreement with Dave, I also like my food. I would like to see a balance in privatized and guild-run food. What we have now is okay, but we could do with a lot more competition, people. This is simple economics. More competition equals to less prices. I mean lower prices. You know what I mean. I'm not close. Down and staying down. The Students' Alliance big plan of a student welfare fund would also partially subsidize these guild-run outlets, and by running these places like actual businesses, that would be awesome. More profit for us, back to the welfare, good for everyone. Love you guys.
And finally, I'd like to invite Millie, Dacre.
Firstly, I'd just like to address a common misconception with Liberty that we want to abolish guild catering. We never have, we never said we will, so I don't know where it comes from. Essentially, what we want to do is introduce a variety of independent outlets to then subsidise the current guild catering we have, because it is expensive. That's why you see so many students walking to Broadway and Hampton Road every day. The extra money we'll get from the rent and revenue on their sales as well, we can then go towards the services that FACSOCs and clubs and the guild provide every day and should provide forever, I guess. SAF money, the money you're forced to pay every semester, should not go into subsidising food. Currently, guild catering runs at a loss. It is a source of revenue, but it's not a massive one.
That's not right, Dan.
But they're not being told to be quiet, are they? Just us. So.
The other thing is, we want independent outlets on campus because students want it. They've said so many times. That's why they vote for parties every year. Every ticket now is out on campaigns for independent outlets. And it's, again, a common misconception that we don't want to, Liberty does not want to abolish guild catering because students do like it. It's a cheaper option, but it should be cheaper and it's a welfare option for students. Make it free, I guess, or cheaper during exam periods or stressful times. Yes, students want it on campus.
There is no interjection from the audience, please. I think that instruction is quite clear. If there's any part of that you do not understand, please ask for clarification.